and we will explore the critical role of monitoring and evaluation in local government and regional administration. Effective monitoring and evaluation practices are essential for good governance, ensuring accountability, transparency, and effective service delivery to citizens. By systematically tracking progress and identifying areas for improvement, local government can optimize their programs and policies, ultimately leading to better outcomes for their communities. Monitoring, continuously tracking progress towards established goals and objectives. And evaluation is assessing the effectiveness, efficiency, and impact of programs and policies. Monitoring and evaluation is a cyclical process with two key components that work together seamlessly. Monitoring involves the ongoing collection and analysis of data to track progress towards set goals and objectives. Think of it as checking the gauges on a car dashboard while driving. You're constantly monitoring speed, fuel level, and other indicators to ensure you're on the right track. And evaluation, on the other hand, takes a broader perspective. It
Script.
assesses the overall effectiveness, efficiency, and impact of programs and policies. It's like taking the car to a mechanic for a thorough inspection to see if it's running optimally. Benefits of monitoring in local governments. Number one is to improve decision making. Data-driven insights guide better resource allocation and program design. Enhance in accountability. Monitoring and evaluation foster transparency and holds local governments responsible for achieving results. To increase efficiency, identifying areas for improvement,
Nawala po yata yung audio.
for efficient service delivery,
Okay
and
naman, narinig ko naman siya.
stronger stakeholder engagement. Monitoring and evaluation data informs collaboration with citizens and other
Okay naman sa part ko.
Monitoring and evaluation offers a multitude of benefits for local governance. By systematically tracking progress and analyzing results, local governments can make well-informed decisions about resource allocation, program design, and policy adjustments. And monitoring evaluation also strengthens accountability by ensuring transparency and holding local authorities responsible for achieving desired outcomes. Additionally, monitoring and evaluation helps identify ways to streamline processes and deliver services more efficiently. And finally, robust monitoring and evaluation practices can strengthen stakeholder engagement by providing data-driven insights that inform collaboration with citizens and other stakeholders. Key considerations for effective monitoring and evaluation. To ensure monitoring and evaluation effectiveness, several key considerations are crucial. First, local governments need to establish clear and measurable goals and objectives. So, what are you trying to achieve in your programs and policies? Second, develop a set of measurable indicators to track progress towards those goals. How will you know if you're on the right track? Third, determine appropriate data collection methods, considering surveys, interviews, focus groups, or administrative data sources. Fourth, establish a system for data analysis and reporting to translate collected information into actionable insights. And finally, remember that monitoring and evaluation is not a solitary exercise. It involves stakeholders, including citizens, community groups, and other government agencies to ensure the monitoring and evaluation process is comprehensive and well-rounded. Operational guidelines for the regional project monitoring and evaluation system. So, the regional project monitoring and evaluation system operates under a set of guidelines established to ensure efficient project implementation and evaluation at regional and sub-regional levels. The regional project monitoring and evaluation system, a critical framework for ensuring effective project delivery and regional development. The RPMES system empowers regional government and stakeholders to collaboratively plan, monitor, and evaluate projects to maximize their impact by effectively utilizing the RPMES system. We can optimize resource allocation, ensure project success, and ultimately contribute to the progress and well-being of the region. In the operational guidelines for the RPMES, various agencies plays a crucial role for throughout the process. The National Economic and Development Authority or NEDA website states that the Regional Project Monitoring and Evaluation System offers a framework for monitoring and evaluating projects at different levels, including national, regional, provincial, and city municipal. The we have also the Department of Budget and Management, the DBM, and they allocate budget resources for regional development project. They also oversees compliance with government budgeting and procurement regulations during project implementation, and it may be involved in reviewing project proposal and feasibility studies. Or the Department of Public Works and Highways or DPWH, they provide technical expertise for infrastructure projects like bridge construction, road improvements, and they also involve in feasibility studies, design and construction oversight for infrastructure projects undertaken by regional government. Implementation steps in operational guidelines for the RPMES system. So the process begins with planning, where we collaboratively establish goals, objectives, and measurable indicators for each level of the RPMES pyramid. Once the plan is formulated, we move to implementation, where translate those plans into action by executing programs and activities. Throughout the implementation phase, monitoring is essential. It continuously tracks progress towards the objectives using the predetermined indicators. This monitoring allows to identify areas for improvement and make adjustments as needed. And following implementation, a thorough evaluation is conducted to assess the effectiveness, efficiency, and overall impact of the programs and activities. And lastly, reporting is crucial for transparency and accountability. Uh, they communicate findings and recommendations to stakeholders, allowing for continuous improvement and knowledge sharing. Legal basis: the RPMS functions within a well-defined legal and institutional framework, and we have here the legal basis in NEDA Act of 1976, Presidential Decree number 144. This act establishes NEDA as the central planning and coordinating body for the Philippine government. It empowers NEDA to develop national development plans, oversee economic and social development efforts, and implement a system for monitoring and evaluating government programs and projects. So the RPMES system is a direct response to this mandate. Second is the Philippine Development Plan, or PDP. So the PDP formulated by NEDA serves as a medium-term roadmap for the country's development goals and priorities. The RPMES system ensures that regional development projects are aligned with these national objectives outlined in the Philippine Development Plan. And lastly, the executive orders. Over the years, various executive orders issued by the President have emphasized the importance of results-based monitoring and evaluation in government projects. So these executive orders often mandate a result-based approach, which aligns perfectly with the core principles of the RPMES system. And we have also the institutional context. In institutional context, the NEDA plays a pivotal role. It issues official guidelines for the RPMES system, outlining its principles, framework, and stakeholder responsibilities. And NEDA also provides training and technical assistance to regional offices for effective implementation. The next is the DBM issues circulars that provide specific instructions on in integrating the RPMES system within the government budgeting and procurement framework. And these circulars ensures project activities comply with financial management regulations. And lastly is the Regional Development Councils or the RDCs. They established by the Administrative Code of 1987, EO number 220, and RDCs comprise government agencies, private sector representatives, and civil society organizations at the regional level. So the RPMES system empower regional development councils to prioritize regional development projects, oversee their implementation, and ensure alignment with national policies and the PDP. So in essence, the legal framework, NEDA Act, PDP, and executive orders establishes the mandate and overall approach for the RPMES system, and the institutional context outlines the specific rules and responsibilities of various agencies in implementing and overseeing the system effectively. So this framework ensures a coordinated and result-oriented approach to regional development project management, fostering transparency, accountability, and ultimately achieving positive development outcomes. And a strong legal foundation and well-defined institutional rules are crucial for the effectiveness of the RPMES, and this ensures legitimacy, clarity of rules and responsibilities, which its institution involves, understands its roles in monitoring and evaluation activities. Next is this ensures accountability and coordination and effective collaboration between different government agencies, LGUs, and potentially civil society organizations. Rationale for the issuance of the RPMES operational guidelines is number one, standardization and consistency. Prior to the guidelines, monitoring and evaluation practices might have varied across different regions and government agencies. The guidelines establish a standardized approach for project monitoring and evaluation, ensuring consistency in data collection, reporting, and problem-solving techniques. Next is improve efficiency and effectiveness. The guidelines aim to streamline the monitoring and evaluation process by outlining clear roles and responsibilities for each stakeholder involved. This promotes efficient use of resources and enhances the effectiveness of project implementation. Next is enhanced capacity building. So the guidelines likely serve as a training tool for project monitoring committees and other stakeholders. By outlining best practices, they can improve the overall monitoring and evaluation capacity of those involved. Data-driven decision-making, standardized reporting formats ensures collection of consistent and reliable data. This informs decision-making by providing policymakers and project managers with evidence-based feedback on project progress, challenges, and impact. Accountability and transparency. The RPMES, through its guidelines, promotes transparency and accountability in project delivery, Their monitoring and evaluation processes help track progress, identify issues, and ensure that project resources are used effectively, and alignment with development goals. The guidelines can help ensure that project implementation aligns with broader national and regional development goals. By monitoring progress towards established targets, the system informs course correction if needed. So the RPMES operational guidelines aims to create a structured and effective system for project monitoring and evaluation across various government levels. So this promotes efficiency, capacity building, data-driven decision making, accountability, and ultimately contributes to achieving national development objectives. Monitoring and assessment, a conceptual framework can provide a structured approach to understanding how these processes are interconnected and influence each other. So the conceptual framework can help to identify key concepts, relationships, and variables at play in the development of projects, programs, or intervention, as well as in monitoring and assessing their outcomes. So, a conceptual framework in this context may include the following components. Number one is development. This could encompass the planning, implementation, and evaluation stages of a project or program. So it may involve identifying goals, objectives, and strategies for achieving desired outcomes. Second is monitoring. Monitoring involves the systematic collection of data and information to track progress, identify challenges, and make adjustments as needed. Monitoring helps to ensure that activities are on track and that resources are being used efficiently. And lastly is the assessment. And assessment involves evaluating the effectiveness and impact of a project or program against predetermined criteria or standards. This may include measuring outcomes, determining whether goals have been met, and assessing the overall success of the intervention. So by using a conceptual framework, researchers and practitioners can better understand the relationship between development, monitoring, and assessment process. This can help to improve the effectiveness of projects and programs by ensuring that they are designed, implemented, and evaluated in a systematic and rigorous manner. Comparison between monitoring and evaluation. So monitoring and evaluation are both important processes in the field of project management, but they serve different purposes and have distinct characteristics. So here is a comparison between the two. Their purposes in monitoring, the primary purpose is to track the progress and performance of a project or program in real time. And it involves collecting and analyzing data on activities, outputs, and outcomes to ensure that the project is on track and making adjustment as needed. While in evaluation, on the other hand, is focused on assessing the overall impact, effectiveness, and sustainability of a project or program. It involves making judgments about the success of the intervention based on predetermined criteria and objectives. In timing, monitoring is an ongoing process that takes place throughout the duration of a project or program. It involves regular data collection and analysis to inform decision making and improve implementation, while evaluation typically takes place at specific points in time, such as at the end of a project or program or at key milestones. It involves a more comprehensive and in-depth analysis of the project's outcomes and impact. Lastly, focus in monitoring focuses on tracking inputs, activities, outputs, and short-term outcomes of a project or program. And it helps to ensure that resources are being used effectively, activities are being implemented as planned, and progress is being made towards goals, while evaluation focuses on assessing the overall impact, effectiveness, and sustainability of a project or program. It involves looking at long-term outcomes, measuring success against objectives, and identifying lessons learned for future programming. In summary, monitoring is a continuous process that tracks progress and performance in real time, while evaluation is a more comprehensive and retrospective process that assess the overall impact and effectiveness of a project or program. So both processes are important for ensuring the success and sustainability of development interventions. Monitoring and evaluating outcomes-based results. Monitoring and evaluating outcomes based on results involve tracking and assessing the impact of a project or program by measuring the achievement of desired outcomes or results. So here is how monitoring and evaluation can be conducted based on results. In monitoring based on results involves tracking the progress of a project or program by measuring specific indicators that are directly linked to the desired outcome. So these indicators are typically identified during the planning stage as part of the project's logical framework or results framework. And monitoring based on results focuses on collecting data on outputs, outcomes, and impact to determine whether the project is achieving its intended results. This data is usually collected regularly throughout the project implementation to inform decision making and adjustment to strategies or activities. And monitoring based on results helps in identifying any deviations from the planned results and taking corrective action to improve performance and ensures that the project stays on track. In evaluating outcomes based on results, involves assessing the overall impact and effectiveness of a project or program by measuring the extent to which the intended results have been achieved. So this evaluation is typically conducted at the end of the project or program implementation. It also involves the analyzing the data collected during monitoring to determine the success of the project in achieving its objectives and intended results. It also involves assessing the sustainability of the outcomes and identifying lessons learned for future programming. And lastly, evaluation based on results provide a comprehensive understanding of the project's impact and effectiveness, and it helps in informing future decision making and resource allocation. So by monitoring and evaluating outcomes based on results, organization can assess the success of their projects and programs, identify areas for improvement, and demonstrate the effectiveness of their interventions to stakeholders and funders. It is essential to have clear indicators and measurement tools in place to effectively monitor and evaluate outcomes based on results. So, in conclusion, monitoring and evaluation play vital roles in the success of projects, programs, and interventions. Monitoring provides real-time information on progress, performance, and implementation, allowing for timely adjustments and improvements to achieve desired outcomes. On the other hand, evaluation assesses the impact, effectiveness, and sustainability of the intervention, providing insights for learning, accountability, and decision making. So, both monitoring and evaluation are essential components of the results based performance management system, enabling organization to set clear objectives, measure results, and continuously improve performance. By implementing continuous surveillance, organization can enhance situational awareness, manage risks, and respond effectively to changing circumstances. And overall, monitoring and evaluation supported by continuous surveillance are critical tools for organizations to ensure accountability, drive improvements, and achieve meaningful outcomes in their projects and programs. By applying these principles effectively, organization can maximize the impact and effectiveness of their interventions and contribute to positive change in their communities and society as a whole. So, thank you for listening, and that's end my report. God bless po sa ating lahat.